Alright, good evening, Huns. I didn't know I was going to be making a video, but I am. The 6th ring has finally been released for the base classes. In order to unlock it, you have to do the trials, and you also have to receive conviction. First, for the trials, you don't have to worry too much. You can be your main class for all 5 trials and just knock it out. Mages have 5 waves, Lancers I believe have 5 waves, and Archers have 5 waves. Soldiers and Clerics have 3 waves. If you are struggling to complete these quests, you may want to equip elemental gear. You're going to be equipping dark gear for mage, you're going to be equipping water gear for soldier, and for cleric, it's okay. You're fine for cleric. For archers and lancers, you're not able to really solidify which elements to equip because they have multiple elements that they're going to be fighting. So equipped non-elemental gear if you need the extra defenses. The trials consist of 3 missions that are 25 AP each. So in all, 75 AP for each one of the classes. If you're maxed at 200, it should only cost you a couple gems to complete. One thing I'm actually happy to see is that they're reusing older monsters. They reused Frey and the Forest Dryad, which were first introduced when Monster Potential was released. As a part of the new ring, they released new gear for the FP spawn correlating to the new classes. All of them actually have damage down. Every class still has the same speeds. Mage being the slowest when it comes to their attacks, Archers being faster, and then Lancers being probably on par with Archers because of their ability to break. Expect that hasn't changed. It's a little bit of downside for mages because their combo moves are cost eaters, just like every other class. But what's unique with the 6th ring is that it's more leaning towards class-specific items when you have, let's say, an axe versus a sword into the main slot, or a scythe versus a lance. The main slotted weapon has abilities exclusive to it, which we'll discuss further into the guide. As the last brooch is collected, that concludes our sub-trials. They're fairly easy to do. The second part, or it could be the first part depending on which one you do first, is farming TOJ. You have to complete each tower levels 21 and up with their respective class to farm 30 conviction. I recommend farming at least floor 30 and up, only because it has a better rate of receiving conviction. 35 is not guaranteed 3 conviction though. The ranges are from 0 to 3, and if you don't receive any conviction, you can get 200 to 300 proficiency for completion. Farming TOJ is the grindiest part of unlocking each class. After you've done that though, you'll be able to unlock all of these beauties, which we're about to jump to right now. First one is going to be, of course, because I am mage, Zodiac. You'll still see your passives that are pretty much the same with the ring growth throughout the growth of the game. You have Siphon, which is actually the upgraded version of Blood Oath. Seraphatic Soul is going to be kind of helpful when it comes to backline. You can reduce magic defense of the crystal. And you have very unique Arcania World, or you cast Karma, and these are going to be great. Dispel 2, all of these moves are going to be great for PvE. Ancient Spell, I see that for backline as well. Miserable Burst is our AoE. It combos to reduce use engage, but I don't think that we're going to see that very often in frontline. And of course, you get that constant 6k boost towards gear score. The second is Vanguard. The first ability we have is Crystal Blade. It's only usable when you have 60% health or more. Then you have, of course, your constants. And this is the one I was going to refer to. Tidal Wave is only usable when you have an axe in your main slot. Iron Fortress, you see that blind again, and it's an attack that uses attack and defense. Glorious Guard is an upgraded version of Knight's Loyalty. Hey, awesome. Imperial Territory right here. This is the direct opposite of negative pressure. It nullifies it. Divine Eye decreases accuracy. Sword of Malice also nullifies Unison gauge reduction. And then Glistening Edge. Glistening Edge is a unique ability that is definitely going to be used in all frontline. This is an ability that is going to surpass Nulls, going to make having Nulls main slotted not nearly as effective as it was prior to the release of these abilities. Now we're on to Val Dragoon. Yeah, Break Right. It's gonna be your new break move that can actually reduce Unison gains. Then you have Dragon Tail. That's gonna be an awesome PvE move. Lancers overall have great frontline moves and great PvE moves. For frontline, they have actually a Lion Formation that's going to pop up in a few. Lion Formation is nullifying Cheer. So anything that increases Unison gauge and nullifies at one time. I feel like this is going to be mixed in with Negative Pressure and also Lion Formation for frontline Lancers. Dragon Ripper's ability is boosted based off of critical hits, and then you have Volcanic Nova, which actually increases after the target is broken for each hit. The next one is going to be the Glorious Hawkeye, which is awesome for a name for archers. Rapid Fire, we're going to see this in Calo. Its cooldown is 0, and you use it for 8 cost. Holy crap. Astrolabe is similar to Glistening Edge for Nulls. Only difference is it actually deals with cost instead of Unison gain. Disarming Trap reduces both criticals on their targets, which is going to be pretty useful. Sherwood Eye, it stops partner swaps. This is going to be really awesome in PvP, especially in GB. Euphoria only applies to 3 players to reduce ability cooldowns. Beautiful Nature increases cost recovery speed for all allies, and Sniping Shot is like Starburst with Piercer. With Piercer. Alright. Feather Rain is used when a bow is equipped in the main slot and is just an upgraded Lethal Strikes. Overall, each DPS gets really great supportive moves. You're going to see more monsters that are kind of getting outdated, more outdated now because it can just be replaced by an ability. Greater Arc Heal gets rid of both debuffs and status elements for 3 players. Time Shift casts dual attack on 1 player, brings their ability cooldown to 0 once. Silver Guidance is for battle clerics that want to prohibit Unison. Maybe in Calo and Duel. I don't know where else this would be seen at. Sanctuary is just a counter heal, nothing else much there. Then you have one of the coolest abilities, Holy Circle. Is another exchange for your allies and increases your cost recovery speed. You can definitely see that in speed runs. Define Affection, cost, and cooldown downgrade its uses. I don't see it being used very much. Decree is for a book that is main slotted. It's another ability for battle clerics. Then finally, you have Sacrificial Heal. It's what the name says. Heals all players at the trade-off of reducing your Unison gauge by 10 while not being any cost at all. Also decreases your recovery effects on yourself. Each class gets their respective elemental damage down. I know this guide was quick, but hopefully gave new insight into the new rings. Don't forget to collect your gems for unlocking the new classes, and happy farming!